Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. If you want a rich man, this should get some attention, but you know what? I gotta be the one to tell y'all about this. Look, I'm gonna tell you something now, right? That's one of the things I've seen women want for all these women will come up and say they want a rich man. And it goes along with what I was saying about, the successful men, where they hang and everything. Check out that video. But, I think one of the things women have to understand is unless they look a certain way, that rich man is a pipe dream. First of all, there's not a lot of rich men. There isn't. 90% of the population don't make rich men money, right? 90% of it. 90% of the population. If you're in a black community, it's going to be even smaller. The last number I seen about the number of black millionaires was 35,000. And that's actually not counting athletes. 35,000. And of course, there's going to be some women in there. So it's not a lot. It's not a lot, right? And then you're saying, okay, it's not a lot. Then you got to think, okay, where are they coming from? You got to think a significant amount of them are married. Let me say that again. A significant amount of them are married. Because a significant amount of them come from upper class backgrounds where they pretty much, that wife locked in on them in college. That wife was probably a sorority member or something like that. She, in the black community, she's probably AKA a Delta or something like that, right? So she locked in on him early. So he's typically not going to be available because women smart. They know if a guy going someplace. So they locked in on him early. So one, you ain't going to get a lot of single rich men. And even when you go down, let's get past the millionaires, you go to just dudes in the six figures, you're not going to get a lot of single ones, right? So when you think about the single ones, you got to think, okay, this guy up here got some money, probably in some shape. Or even if he ain't in shape, he got money, right? And let's forget that, I've always said dudes who really got money tend to be low key. One thing about every single man, I'll just say every single black man, I still got mostly black women on here. Every single black man who got money has been picky. Let me say that again. If you want a rich man, keep in mind every single black man I've met who had at least six figures has been picky. Now, I know some people see me driving around in my car, and I tell people I live modestly and everything. If y'all knew my background, I talk about the street part of it, but I don't talk about the professional side, all right? If y'all really knew my background, y'all know, wait a minute, yeah, Ron probably has known many men who were making six figures, or just on a different thing, right? Understand something. These guys are picky. Now, what I can see, understand something about a rich man. They want a certain type of look in a woman. They want a trophy. Now, I've talked about this before, but I just got to emphasize it. I'm just bringing this up again because, like I said, I've had a lot of people, men and women, just bring up this issue lately just in private. That dude wants a trophy. He ain't trying to be a stepfather. Usually not. If a guy get up to that level, he ain't trying to deal with some other man's children. He really isn't. You're going to be hard pressed to find that type of man. Unless you're an older woman whose children have grown up and this is an older gentleman. Which brings me to another point. These men, as far as a woman's physical appearance, are picky. That's the key thing. If you want to, Look, if you just got average looks and quite frankly, average body, you might need to rethink wanting a rich man. Because dudes at that level, first of all, they ain't thinking in terms of like a helpmeet or anything. Because they already made their money. Usually they already got their stuff together monetarily, so they need that zero. But the one thing they do want is steady sex. Like, I'm just going to be real with you. And they want quality sex, especially since many men get the idea that, if they got a lot of money, they deserve the best women. So if you got a little bit overweight, you plain, they ain't dealing with you. If you got a little bit of attitude or talking about that independent thing, they ain't dealing with you. Unless, only way they might deal with you if it's on some power couple thing and you know what, you bringing $1 million to the plate too. Right, to the table. That's the only time. Right? Like, if you really want a rich guy, I would tell every single woman, you want a rich guy? Okay. Look, this is what you need to do. First, hit the gym. Get your body tight. Get a style consultant so you fly like all the time. Make sure your hair did and everything. Yeah, I said hair did. Yeah, make sure your hair is did and everything. Learn how to carry yourself in upper crust crowd. Because one of the things too, when you deal with rich men, they in rich circles, and one of the things these men are judged on is the woman on their arm. And not just for a physical thing, but her level of class. So if you one of these women who got tattoos and all of that, visible tattoos, he might not want to mess with you. Because at some level, when you deal with those upper crust crowds, and if I got anybody who's like genuinely upper crust, they can chime in, male or female. When you get on that level, the other men, part of the thing they're looking at you is the type of woman you bringing with you. Like, I know a gentleman who deals with that upper crust, like, just recently. He'll talk about it sometimes on Facebook, right? And he'll say they looking at the wife. The wife better be impressive. And not just in a physical thing, but be able to carry herself. Right? Seriously. Like, because, I'm bringing this up because, well, some guys complain about it because they ain't quite there, but, they going there or they working to get there. And then the women, they want the guy already there. No, because I have done a video on that. You need to be building with them. But, some women ain't going to listen to that. They still have a fantasy that they can get with that top-notch dude. It don't work that way. No. Because there's a uniform. You got to look a certain way. You got to behave a certain way. Right? Now, if you got some women, they want that rich guy, but they got an animosity. Rich black men, they got an animosity towards black men. That man ain't going to deal with you. That man is not going to deal with you. If you got that little contempt thing, that dude did not get that much money dealing with it. No, they want like total cooperation. And any man, I don't care who he is, he knows when a woman really want him. Right? He knows when a woman really want him and when she really respect him. So that's another thing too. Dealing with that attitude. If you really want a rich man, because a lot of people just gotta be realistic. That's male or female. Just be realistic about what you can actually get. And quite frankly, like I'll use myself as an example. I'm not looking at some Instagram model. I'm really not. I could probably get one, but what am I really getting, right? I mean, the game would have to be tight. So I don't really look for that. It's not like I really want that anyway, right? I'll just want somebody who got a certain attitude to her and certain sweetness. I'm going to get into that in my next video. But, I'm just going to be, as a man, I'm going to be realistic. I'm about where I am, where I stand and everything. And women need to be real. Too many women get into the fantasy thing and the prince thing, and no. The more like if you come into it with a lot of baggage, he ain't gonna deal with it. He ain't gonna deal with it. And I'm just being real. I see this a real talk channel, and I'm gonna tell you what the guys are gonna want. So anyway, that's it. Hope the people who need to hear it, hopefully they hear it. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.